Right guys, we've got a bit of an update for you. Now we're back in Weeze in Westphalia. Yeah, I think we've had a successful run.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can continue with more. So we're back in Weeze. What a massive learning curve. And what an experience. In some ways it was a lot easier than we thought, and in other ways not so much. We had initial problems with communication. As you know, I loaded on Wednesday in Milton Keynes of last week. Ran down to Dover, got messed about by French customs, but got through really easily. Had a lovely run through from Calais through to here at Weeze. I arrived, it's about 1:30, wasn't it?
Morning, yeah.
1:30 in the morning, and we were a bit immature, and we decided to chat and have a couple of beers.
We did have to make some sort of plan.
Absolutely. But eventually, about 5:30, we went to bed. We were up and on it around 8 o'clock in the morning, though, and we were trying to make contact with our contact in Britain, which was a girl called Natalia. Now, after a little bit of confusion, it transpired that she wanted us to take it to a contact just south of Berlin, okay, which wasn't really, is that in the way? Okay, wasn't really what we were planning on doing, but in the end things changed very quickly, and you have to go with the flow. You can't really make plans and then stick to them, because it doesn't work. Anyway, eventually we got a name and a contact details, and this guy was Berlin area. That's all we knew. It was getting on for about 1 o'clock by this time, so we were itching to go, really. So we made the decision to just head off towards Berlin and wing it, basically, and see what happens. We then got through to our contact.
While we were on the way, I was trying to communicate while poor Mikey was trying to drive a right-hand drive van in Germany with no actual real destination.
It was fun.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
And we got into contact with our Ukrainian friend that we were meant to through Natalia, but at the same time I got a few hints and names of contacts who I then spoke to in Berlin and Brandenburg, which is, the outskirts of Berlin, basically. They've been collecting stuff for quite some time. They've been doing runs on their own, but because they all live in Berlin, a big city, a lot of people haven't got much in the way of vehicles. The odd motorbike, maybe a small car. One lad has got a minibus. When we got there, he'd already done 6 runs on his own, actually over the Ukrainian border, which is very impressive. So hats off to you, Florian, you know who you are. They then spoke to us, so what we did was we dropped off, this is not what we're going anyway, we dropped off the initial load from UK in the evening, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was it about 35 miles southeast of Berlin?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Can't really tell you any more than that, because
they're busy people. And beautiful people. As soon as we got there, straight away, crack, and they all piled in, unloaded the stuff.
Yeah.
Dragged us in, made us eat some beautiful Ukrainian borscht,
very nice.
Cup of tea, bit of time talking to one of their drivers who was hanging out, absolutely knackered.
He was more knackered than I was.
These guys are driving until they can't drive anymore, backwards and forwards across the border. Yeah. And through that, basically we sort of came up with a little plan in our heads, spoke to our chap there, the Ukrainian guy in charge, and he gave us a little list. And we said, okay, went back to Brandenburg, stayed the night there. Mikey slept in the van, I slept on someone's floor.
Yeah.
And they then took us the next morning to a clinic in that area, and they gave us quite a large amount, more than enough to fill the van, of good medical equipment, surgical supplies, a lot of other things that we can't really openly talk about, but nothing directly naughty, but shit that they really, really need.
Yeah.
We then went straight back to our Kenyan people, offloaded that, and it was lovely to see that at least half of this they gave us 8-9 hours before we were already delivering. It was then thrown into their van, and it's long already on the front line
it's
in
well on
Ukraine.
the way now.
Yeah, it's probably
Anyway,
there.
it's gone there.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say there on that point that they have the knowledge to go in the back door, if you know what I mean.
They've got Ukrainian registered vehicles. They are Ukrainians. They speak the language.
Yeah.
And that's what we're coming down to, is basically we decided it's a much wiser use of our time, other people's money mostly.
We can achieve so much more that way.
Helping them than trying ourselves to do a sort of a look at me run up to the border, which would take us a hell of a long time. We couldn't really effectively get over the border without an awful lot of trouble.
We had enough trouble as it was.
Yes.
I mean, we were pulled twice in 12 hours and... you know, given some grief and stuff.
Got taken apart a bit.
So anybody that's thinking of going out there with dodgy stuff like flak jackets, arms and stuff like that, you are
better know what you're carrying.
Extremely likely not to make it.
And have your documents in order, to hand, and listen to what the police say. They're quite jumpy, I found.
Very, very much
Don't get out until we say get out. And they're
Absolutely.
Be careful.
Yes.
So anyway, that's it. We decided that this is the way we were going to go. More efficient, better use of everyone's time.
Go the other way round, that's it.
Yes.
As you can tell, we're not professional at this. This is really winging it. But
of all of this, we're quite proud of it. And we're not trying to make ourselves look like heroes, because obviously we're not.
No. There's no room in this game for egos.
No.
You have to be prepared to change your plans at the drop of a hat. We've also managed to secure some contacts in Slavica, just inside Poland, but we did have trouble coming back out of Poland.
Yeah.
As soon as we crossed the border, the German police were on us like a rocket.
Yeah.
I don't think we even got a kilometre inside Germany before they pulled us over and took us off to a location where we had 5-6 police wagons there,
and I don't know,
and numerous officers
all round us.
And
time.
we thought, oh well, here we go.
We thought it was body cavity search time.
But luckily, it was just an inconvenience rather than anything serious. So as we touched on before, we've decided to go down this route because we're not in it for the glory. Oh, look at us, we've gone to the Ukraine border. Oh wow, we've gone into Ukraine and dropped aid in Ukraine. We could do that. But to be fair, we're putting ourselves at risk. We're putting other people at risk. We're putting our vehicle at risk.
Yeah. And the load.
We're putting the load at risk, and we are putting other people's money at risk of being wasted. So we took the decision to pursue the course that we've taken on this first run. So anything that we take at the moment will be stuff that will be handed over to the Ukrainian people that we're working with, and then they will take it onwards. Now, I believe they're based at a place called Tiernobyl, which starts with a T. It's not Chernobyl as you've heard of, which is in the region of Lviv.
It's actually more easterly, isn't it? A bit,
yes, it's a little bit past Lviv.
Virtually the front lines.
So these days it looks like it is the front line at the moment. We're looking to try and get the next run in progress by the weekend at the very latest. It's looking very much at the moment as if we've got a full van already, because we've got some baby stuff, strollers, baby food, nappies, stuff like that Annie's managed to get pledged. So I can fill that up, fill my van up with that, and also take my own trailer. And to save your money, I can squeeze my little trailer into the van. And then we're going to come over here to Weeze.
And that's where,
Which, by the way, if you don't know, is reasonably near Dusseldorf.
yeah.
Then we can load up fully after we've contacted our contact.
Yes, I shall do that.
Yeah.
In between while you're servicing the van.
Yeah, and then
we hope to add
trot off over
some
there.
more medical supplies to that, which are being gathered as we speak, so we will have definitely a full load. Go back up there and do it all again as long as necessary, I guess. Yeah.
And keep on going as long as we can. Just like to thank you so much for your donations. I mean, without your donations, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Exactly. And the stuff is getting where it needs to be.
And we know, although we cannot, you're going to have to trust us on it because we can't prove it to you because it would be a security risk. We know in our hearts that stuff's getting to where it's needed the very, very most. So we're happy that what we're doing is probably the most efficient way and cost-effective way of getting the stuff out there. So I think that's about it, really. Yeah. This isn't a flash in the pan. We're in this for the long haul.
No, it's got to be done.
So, yeah, what more can we say? Slava Ukraine.
Slava Ukraine.
Absolutely. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.